All right, guys, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Jan716 back here again, and today I want to talk to you guys quickly about this St. Louis BattleHawks game versus the Houston Roughnecks. A phenomenal football game. I mean, just an absolutely phenomenal football game. Um, the game went right down to the wire, and yeah, I mean, this was just a really good game overall, man. 24-28. We saw some really good quarterback play from Jordan Ta'amu and also from PJ Walker. We saw some playmakers on both the offensive side of the ball and then also on the defensive side of the ball. We saw some almost some breakaway one on special teams. Of course, my favorite part of the XFL probably has to be the kickoff, and of course, I do like looking at the official reviews. But the kickoff and kick returns, that's just such a safe approach, but also very exciting because players can break it. Um, but overall, just this game was really good, man. The Houston Roughnecks, man, are just a very complete football team. This is a team that has a pretty good offensive line. They got running backs, guys that can definitely run the football pretty effectively. The receivers are not the greatest in the world, right? Sammy Coates and Sammy Coates, but Cam Phillips, former Buffalo Bill, a guy that can be that red zone threat. Really good crisp routes that he runs. When it comes to his route tree pattern, but just that guy, that reliable go-to guy, that PJ Walker can definitely go to. But the receiving core definitely needs a little bit of work. But defensively, they got playmakers on the defensive side of the ball, from the front seven all the way to the back end of their secondary, just players that can make plays overall. So overall, the Houston Roughnecks just look like a really good team. But we also learned that St. Louis is they're also a really good football team, right? They're 1-1, but I think they're the third best team in the XFL. I think right behind the DC Defenders and Houston Roughnecks, I think St. Louis is in that bracket of being third. Again, Jordan Ta'amu made some plays. We saw the receivers make plays in clutch situations, especially down the stretch when they really needed to. You saw Ta'amu, especially in that fourth and 15 play, and the receiver runs a really great route, catches the ball in front of 5 defenders. And of course, they scored on that drive. I mean, I think St. Louis is a really good team that has defensive players that can make plays, especially on the front seven, that can go up there and rush the passer. And again, it's really early. So I think that as time goes on, I think that Jordan Ta'amu, a guy with promise, he's only 22 years of age. I think he gets better. I think this overall team, once they gel together and once they get the chemistry flowing, I think that St. Louis is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the XFL, especially coming from the Eastern Conference where the Guardians are just a little shaky, especially on their quarterback play. There's DC, but overall, St. Louis just looks like a team that can definitely contend and can potentially beat DC overall. The same could be said about Houston. Houston, again, is a really good football team. That's a team that has playmakers on the ball, but again, it's really early, and again, give them time to gel. This team can be a force to be reckoned with. But just going a little bit into this game, I thought the thing that caused St. Louis to lose this game was those 2 interceptions. Those 2 interceptions that Jordan Ta'amu threw really cost them because, right, Jordan Ta'amu threw some 2 interceptions. One of them, he was pressured, and I think he just forced it. I thought the other one was just a bad read from Ta'amu. But both those interceptions literally set Houston up in the goal line. And if you take those interceptions away, we could be talking about St. Louis winning this game. I thought, those interceptions put them in field position. Houston's one of the best red zone teams in the XFL. So they capitalized off of St. Louis mistakes, and they scored directly on touchdowns and also converted. And also, I think they also made their conversions as well off those turnovers. That's something that Ta'amu is going to have to clean up. Now, Ta'amu is very efficient, right? 30 from 37, only missed 7 incompletions. Last week, I know he had another game where he completed more than 65% of his throws. So you see the efficiency there from Ta'amu, but he does make some mistakes, right? He doesn't properly go through his reads all the time. I just think that he's a little bit raw and that he needs more work. But again, I think the one good thing about the XFL is that he is young, and he's also playing against professional players, right? These are not college players and high school players. These are professional players. So as much as everyone's going to be talking about PJ Walker, everybody can definitely, we can look at Jordan Ta'amu and say, hey, this could be a guy that could be the face in the league for who know for however long the XFL lasts, or maybe he gets another opportunity as far as getting this experience and potentially can carry that on to the NFL if he pleases to do so. But yeah, overall wise, I was really impressed with the offensive line for St. Louis. Not the pass protection, but they ran the ball, I thought, pretty well. Again, you saw some Jordan Ta'amu. He made some plays on his feet. PJ Walker is an electrifying player. He made just a lot of electrifying plays. I know someone told me that, listen, bro, he is the Lamar Jackson of the XFL, and I completely agree. I mean, just the way he does his things, the way he moves around the pocket, his release, his decision making. It's kind of very similar to just your typical scrambling. It's kind of similar to Lamar Jackson as far as just his mobility and just his decisiveness as a passer, just as a dual threat. He's really that dude. But yeah, I overall, man, I really like St. Louis. Right, these guys were down by 10 points. St. Louis came and they fought pretty much all day long. Houston made some plays when they really needed to the most, and it just made it a really, really good football game. Sunday was definitely a lot better than it was on Saturday. It was a lot better, a lot more cleaner football, I thought, today. Of course, there were some costly mistakes today from St. Louis, but St. Louis is still a really, really good football team, and I think that the BattleHawk fans should be proud of the effort of their team, especially because this is still early, and I think will only get better here and on because, again, DC Defenders and Houston, those are the two best teams, in my opinion, right now in the XFL. So I think that St. Louis can take this experience and they can build off of it, and I think Te'amu and the rest of this team, the coaching staff, right, when everybody is still gelling and getting to know each other, I think they can only get better from here on. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys want more XFL coverage, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. It really helps out the channel a lot. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. So anyway, guys, I'm going to catch you guys later. This is Jan716. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Have a good night.